This is the easiest, cheapest DIY cold plunge. Oh man. And most energy efficient.
All right, folks, if you have ever looked for a cold plunge and you've probably gasped at the price, like me, no pun intended, this is the cheapest, easiest, and most energy efficient cold plunge out there. And today I'm gonna show you exactly how I set this up, all for under $1,000. And depending on which chest freezer you get, you might even get below $500. You've probably seen those off-the-shelf cold plunges. They're like $5,000 and up. Well, 2 years ago, I saw that and I wanted to try it out. With this method, you can essentially build your own for a fraction of the price. This setup is just as effective as the pricey ones, but way more affordable and semi-customizable. Now, I wanna start off by saying this is not a sponsored video. I bought this chest freezer and this kit called Box Plunge Kit by myself. I paid full price, well, sale price, but I didn't have anything to do with either company. I paid for all this stuff myself, so you're gonna get the full honest truth on this cold plunge setup. Now, as I mentioned, I have been cold plunging for 2 years, and I previously had a chest freezer cold plunge, and you can check out that build video. I'll have it in the description or up above or somewhere, and that is still a very effective way. The problem with the method that I used then is that I got a used chest freezer, and it was probably 10 years old, and then I did the DIY method to it. I epoxied it, the whole deal, turned it into a cold plunge. It worked great, but I had it for 2 years, and the coil sprung a leak, and it's just not worth spending the money to fix that. And I figured, hey, let me go for an easier route. A ton of people watched that video, and I think they were scared off by the epoxy, which pushed me to find something else on the market, and that brings me to Box Plunge. Now, like I said, I paid full price for my Box Plunge kit. I will try to find an affiliate link to put in the description, so if you are interested in one, you can help kind of support the channel. But just full disclosure, I have no relationship with them. I am trying to get, they do have an affiliate program. I was trying to get set up with that. But either if I get set up with it or if I don't, there will still be a link in the description if you're interested in this Box Plunge. But the first thing you're gonna need to do is get a chest freezer. And so on the Box Plunge site, they recommend 2. I didn't get either of those. I went a different route because I found a chest freezer that was on sale cheaper than the 2 that they recommended. So I'm also gonna link to the 2 that they recommend and also the one that I used, because my chest freezer was $300. And if you're willing to be patient and like look around on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, you might even be able to find one of those models even cheaper. But this chest freezer, brand new, 300 bucks from Best Buy. And then the Box Plunge kit, it goes on sale a lot, but it can be somewhere around $500, $550, depending on if there's a sale or not. Now, once you have your chest freezer, this is like one of the most important things. They are not made to be cold plunges. So 2 things that you're gonna need to do and remember. So I definitely recommend unplugging your freezer. That's what I did with mine. I just had a little switch. So I would turn the switch before I would get in so it cut power. This one has a magnetic switch inside. So as soon as you open the top, it cuts power. Now, the manual says to not rely on this solely and that you should still unplug it, so I'm gonna say the same thing, but that's really handy. The pump runs at all times, so when you open the lid, the pump turns off and you know that the power is cut, which is really nice. Also, the ink bird is off, and then when I close this up, you'll see the ink bird come back on and you'll hear the pump going. The second thing is, they're not made to hold hundreds of pounds of water, so the first step is putting foam underneath. You can go to a big box store and get that really dense pink foam and put that underneath to support the bottom. You just don't want that bottom to sag over time. I used those foam squares from Amazon. I'll link those again in the description. I double stacked them, put them underneath, so the weight of the chest freezer is bearing on that foam and not on the legs to try to support that bottom and support all this weight, because again, they're not designed for that. Now comes the Box Plunge kit, and I got the DIY kit with everything in it. If you've already got stuff, or if you don't want to pump and ozone and all the stuff to keep the water clean, you can just get the PVC liner right here. But that was the thing I was most interested in getting, was this PVC liner, because you don't have to coat the inside with epoxy or do anything weird like that. this is all set up for you. This liner, again, is specific to those 2 models and also this model that I have here. We'll see how long it holds up. I am very interested to see that. I'll be doing some follow-up short form content, or you can ask me in the future how it's doing. But so far, I've had it for about a month and it is doing fine. I will say there is this corner here that's pulling kind of tight that has me worried. That could be user error of how I set this thing up. But generally with the box plunge, you're gonna get the PVC liner, you're gonna get a pump, a filter, the Inkbird, you're gonna get an ozone generator, and it's also got this cool magnetic system so that when the top is open, it cuts the power, but you should still unplug it. And it also comes with a couple patches for this thing and a wrench to open the filter housing. So like I mentioned, you're gonna have to install this liner. I kind of fought with it for a while, and I put just a little bit of water in the bottom and tried to get it exactly right. And then again, this corner still is kind of pulling hard. I even emptied it and tried again, and I still am having a little bit of issues with this corner. I hope the seam doesn't pop long term. Because I opted to keep my top on, they have 2 ways to set it up. One is you just remove the hinges, and then they'll sell you these 2 handles so that you can remove the top when you plunge. I wanted the top to stay on because this has a lock on it. I have little kids. This thing needs to be very secure when I'm not around. You are gonna have to cut the liner, not like on the inside, but on the outside for slots for your hinges and also for the control box as well. That was really easy, it's no big deal. Then it's really as easy as filling it up, putting your pump in. You're gonna connect the pump, run the temperature probe, attach the ozone generator. You're gonna stick the control box to the side of the freezer, and it's this Velcro. This is like really heavy duty Velcro so that you can take it off if you need to. And then you just wait for the freezer to do the work and cool the water down. Or you can jump start it with a bunch of ice if you wanna do that. It's got a fill line as well so that you know exactly how high to fill it. And even at that line, I would say 50% of the time when I plunge, water kind of comes over the top. Sometimes it doesn't. It's really a good level right there. And overall, this method took only about an hour to get everything set up, which was super fast, especially compared to the last DIY cold plunge that I did, which was days and days and days of doing epoxy, doing tons of coats, and then letting it cure for 7 days. This really is, once you get the stuff in the mail and have your freezer, you can be up and running as quickly as this thing can cool the water. Now, as I mentioned, this thing does have that little safety device so that if you put the magnet on the top, when the top is open, it'll cut the power, but you really should unplug it. You really need to be careful with these things. They're not made to do this, so unplug it before you get in every single time. Also, this thing comes with a GFI outlet. I forgot to mention that. It has a GFI so that you can plug it in, and that'll help protect you, even though you should be unplugging it every single time. And also, you should probably plug it into a GFI outlet as well. Here's one minor thing to mention that I didn't really see advertised on the site, but there's a little device in there, and this is like way overkill, but it's neat that it's included because they thought this through pretty well. There's 2 items that I wanna mention. One is there's a check valve on the ozone so that water doesn't work its way back into your ozone generator and kill it. That is a common thing that happens in DIY cold plunges. The other thing is that on the Inkbird, if I were to close this, the Inkbird's gonna kick on immediately. And so if I were to open and close it a bunch, that would be a lot of stress on the chest freezer because the chest freezer's plugged in to that Inkbird. They had this device that it's just a little timer so that every time it loses power and gets power back, it's gonna count down this little timer before it lets power go to this chest freezer to help just increase the life of that thing. On my old one, if I unplugged it and plugged it back in a few times, it was just a lot of stress on the compressor. So that's just really well thought out. So good job, Box Plunge. As far as keeping the water clean, the default mode I think was like 15 minutes that the ozone's gonna run, and the pump runs all the time. I increased that ozone to like a few hours because this is controversial. I don't ever shower before getting in my cold plunge. I like to go for a run or do some exercise, or maybe I've like gotten really hot and sweaty doing like yard work or something. In that instance, obviously I would hose off like the dirt and grass and stuff. But for the most part, I'm pretty sweaty and disgusting, and I just hop right in. I love to be able to do that without showering off first. And running the ozone that long for a few hours a day will really extend the life of this water. On my previous cold plunge, I got well over 6 months and the water was still crystal clear. I expect the same thing here with the pump running all the time, hours of ozone per day to disinfect that water. I think it'll be good for a very long time. So one of the great things about using a chest freezer as opposed to like getting a chiller or something like that, because you can probably find like cheap chillers online and use maybe like a Costco inflatable ice bath or something like that. I've seen people do that. Those are just not as energy efficient as this chest freezer is. The chest freezer, I mean, it's incredibly efficient. It keeps the cold in very well, and it's not even that cold compared to what the chest freezer would have been, which is probably around like 0 degrees, and it's only got to keep, you know, 50-degree water or whatever. And it does a great job with the water in there. Right now I have my water set to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I know. It's not as cold as some of you hardcore people out there, or like Joe Rogan and Jocko and all that, or Cam Hanes. But that is because I haven't cold plunged in a while and I'm working my way down. Previously with my old one, I was at like 34 degrees. So give me a little bit of credit here. This is, I'm working my way down, but this thing holds that temperature incredibly well. It's running about once a day for a few hours. You're gonna get about an hour of compressor time per degree down that you wanna go, is roughly what I've found. Obviously your mileage is gonna vary depending on where you live and the weather and the humidity and all that stuff. But generally speaking, I'm using about 1 kilowatt per day to maintain temperature. And I think that's really good. So 30 kilowatts a month, something like that. Depending on what the price for energy is where you live, you can do the math and figure that out. But generally speaking, very inexpensive to run this thing. And also that's like in the extreme case. Obviously in the wintertime, it's running almost never, but in the peak of summer, it's like 1 kilowatt per day is what I was getting on the old one. And this seems to be right in line with that. And I expect the new ones to be even better than that. I have to say that the cold plunge for me has mostly been awesome for really mental toughness. I haven't really gotten a ton of other benefits that people claim as far as like immune system health or other things like that. For me, it's like mental toughness, and then the way that you feel when you hop out, incredible. So far, the box plunge is awesome. I think this kit makes cold plunging accessible to so many people. It's so much easier than using epoxy and all that stuff. This is such a clean, easy solution, all in one box. You don't have to think about it. You buy your freezer, you get the kit, you set it up, and you're good to go, and you'll be plunging, and I think that is awesome. That's the only issue that I have with this kit, is that I don't know how long this PVC liner is gonna last, or how long this company is even gonna be around. So I might even pick up an extra PVC liner, because I think they're around 200 bucks, just so that if and when this thing goes, I'll have another one that I can throw in there. I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, this is not a sponsored video, but I am gonna have some links in the description, some affiliate links. So if this was helpful for you and you want to support me in that way, there's some things that I use every day that I love that I would like to tell you about. So one is for electrolytes. I use Redmond, it's called Relight. And the reason really is that I was pricing out all the other ones and they were like around $1 per serving. And Relight by Redmond gets the price down to about 64 cents for a serving. In fact, I have my, this is mixed berry that I'm drinking right now here. Anyway, you can use either my code or follow the link. It's break_it_yourself. And that'll give you 15% off of Relight, which tastes amazing. Has all the same stuff in it as like the big brand stuff, but it's just cheaper and I like it. And my wife and I drink more of these per day than I should. If you want to bypass the like standard medical system and get some really good blood work and have goals tailored to your needs, check out Function Health. I just started. I'll put a link in the description. It's been great so far. And the last thing I'm gonna plug, especially if you're into a cold plunge like this or a sauna, which you can't see here, I got an EightSleep about 9 months ago, and that thing changed my life. I had a lot of trouble sleeping, and so I got one of those, and man, just incredible. I've never slept better than I have with that EightSleep. They're super expensive, but I think sleep is like one of the most important things. I think culturally we're kind of coming around to sleep being very important. And man, if you're having trouble sleeping, and you should definitely look into it. I'm so glad we got it. I always put it off because it was so expensive, but it's worth it. Links to all this stuff will be in the description. Link to my other video where I use the epoxy on the inside, that if you're interested in that method, which is like a more long-term solution if you have a brand new chest freezer. Don't go the used way that I went and then put in all that time and effort just for it to last 2 years. Well, this is it for my super easy, efficient DIY chest freezer cold plunge. If you're in the market, definitely give this a look. Thank you so much for watching Break It Yourself. I know you've got zillions of options of videos that you can be watching on YouTube, and you decided to watch this one, especially all the way to the end, which nobody does. Thank you so much for doing that. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and we will see you next time.